Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at one of the most popular used iPhones in 2024, the iPhone 11. I'm going to do a quick little review on this to see how well does it perform, how well does it hold up now in 2024. And when I really think about this phone, I think it's popular mainly for two reasons, kinda. The first being price and the second being performance. The A13 Bionic chip that's in this phone still does a really good job. It's still one of the best processors in the world for a smartphone. But I haven't noticed really any slowdowns using it on iOS 17. App still ran well. It still load things pretty quickly. It is insane to think too, like for a phone that's this old, how well it performs and holds up even in 2024. Battery life on this phone too is also decently good. Apple advertised it new with 17 hours of video playback for battery life. However, because this phone is a little bit older, and if you're buying it used, it is likely going to have a used battery. And the thing with used batteries is as they age, they hold less and less capacity. So you're more likely going to get maybe about 85%, 80% of what Apple advertised it battery life wise new, which it's still enough to get you for the day. It's just if you want to like use your phone for a day and hope you have a little bit of charge to last you throughout the next day, you're likely maybe not going to have that, and you may have to carry a charger with you just in case that happens. But overall, battery life in this is pretty decent. But like I mentioned earlier with the battery health stuff, if you are buying this used, you may want to look for something around the 85% battery health range or higher, just because you know that'll last you maybe another 2 years or so before you may have to get replaced. And it is $89 to replace the batteries in these, so before you go out and like buy one, you may want to keep that in mind where in a few years from now, if you do have to replace the battery, how much does that cost? And can you use that in negotiation with negotiating down the price? Then speaking of repairs, let's get a little bit into the repair pricing. So let's say you broke the screen on your phone. Well, unfortunately, it's $139 to replace it at a third-party repair shop. And then if you were to do it from Apple, it's $200 to replace the screen. And then the back glass is around $200 from a third-party repair shop. And Apple doesn't even replace the back glasses on these. So what that tells you is you should probably get a good case, a good screen protector, and even a camera lens protector. Because if you break the stuff in this phone, you practically total it and it's not really worth replacing. I'm going to go start off by talking a little bit about the design. And the design of this phone is really comfortable to hold in the hand, especially compared to like the boxier edges of the newer iPhones. The back kind of looks just like every other iPhone. It has a glass back, which durability wise, I don't really think is the best. And you may want to keep that in mind later. But one thing I really don't like about this design, and what I think some other people may not like about it, is the screen is a 6.1-inch LCD display. Now, LCD displays aren't inherently bad. It's just when they're in like a dark room, right, and displays like colors and stuff and tries to display the color black, it doesn't look as good as like an OLED screen that the iPhone 12 has or what the iPhone 11 Pro has. Which, again, it's a minor feature, but if you compare these side by side, you'll definitely kind of notice a difference in how the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 11 Pro just has a higher pixel density and better colors than what the iPhone 11's LCD display has. Another thing too that this LCD display is missing is 120 Hertz, which most iPhones don't even have that. But if you are somebody who like really likes luxury features and likes their screen to be buttery smooth when they're scrolling for content, you consider getting like a used iPhone 13 Pro or a 14 Pro or even a 15 Pro. However, you're going to be paying a lot more for that. You're probably going to be paying like $800+ for that. Now, something that really doesn't disappoint this phone probably has to be the 4K cameras. So not only do you get a 4K camera on the back, but you also get a 4K camera on the front. And it's kind of incredible thing for like $300, you get that in a phone. And the camera quality on this too is also pretty amazing. It has a 12 megapixel sensor. So let's say you're taking like photos and stuff. The quality is definitely there. And even though it doesn't have the same like higher megapixel counts that the iPhone 15s has, if you're just taking photos like portraits and stuff or like random items, that higher pixel count really doesn't matter. The megapixel count may matters if you're taking photos or trying to crop things from a distance. But for like the average smartphone photo, it doesn't really matter. It definitely doesn't disappoint, and it still really holds up well compared to the newer phones. Now, you might be wondering, okay, then what do the newer phones have camera quality-wise? Well, some of the newer phones have telephoto lenses, which allows for better zoom quality, and they have like different features and stuff, like maybe like the iPhone 15 Pro's log video recording, stuff like that. And then in terms of ad camera features the iPhone 11 has compared to some of the older phones, the iPhone 11 has an ultra wide camera lens. So let's say you're taking a photo of like a group, you can go zoom out and capture more of that picture. And then it also has a feature too for nighttime photography. So let's say you're going out and you're trying to take a photo of like the night sky, for example. Well, you can press the shutter button and it'll do a long exposure shot to allow more light to get into the camera sensor so you can pick up more details of like the stars or in low light photos. Now, going on to a little bit about software support, I believe this phone will likely get you another 2 years of the latest iOS updates and then about another year of app support updates after that. Now, the iPhone 11 is still a really good phone if you're buying it for a kid or somebody who's just getting into the smartphone world. However, if it's me personally, I'd try to get something like an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 13 just because I know a few years down the line, I'll likely still be able to resell it and get like $150 or something for it. But if you are somebody who does want to shop for iPhones, I'll have links in the description where you can shop for used iPhones or check the current prices on this stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and goodbye.